Hi everyone, my name is Parul Prashar and welcome to the second episode in the Success Stories of Smart India Hackathon. Today's guest is Anamika, who is the winner of SIH 2023 and 2024 consecutively for 2 years. Can you tell something for guiding the new students who are going to participate in SIH 2025? In some time, the results for the selection in the finale would be out.
It's not like everyone should present. It's not like college viva. Everyone should present the entire presentation. The mentoring round, they actually tell us and give us a few suggestions to include in our project. And we should listen that very carefully because that actually plays a very important role.
So in 36 hours, how does everything start? So you get at the place, what is the first thing that you have to do and what do you do in those 36 hours?
उसमें सबसे पहले हमें बताया जाता है कि हमारे मेंटोरिंग राउंड्स और इवैल्यूएशंस कब होंगे. So gradually we get to know the time very clearly, and according to the given timeline, we have to just schedule our project and we have to plan everything.
So many people say that when you are there in hackathon, you've already built up your project right from when you are selected or when you are at home and you just reveal those things in the grand finale. Did this happen with you?
Actually, it's not like we have built 100% of the project before, but we have worked on 50-60% of the project and rest we have built there.
Hi everyone, my name is Parul Prashar and welcome to the second episode in the Success Stories of Smart India Hackathon. Today's guest is Anamika, who is the winner of SIH 2023 and 2024 consecutively for 2 years, and her journey is the perfect example that you need not plan everything the right way and need not think about the perfect roadmap, but you need to put in the effort, put in the hard work at each step, and even then you can still get a success, you can still win that trophy. She has shared her journey and her experience about what it was in SIH, and you will learn that some areas in which we people do not focus at present, some areas in which we as college students just ignore, and we think that this is not necessary, but she shares exactly what strategies she used and what according to her is the best thing to make a mark whenever it comes to winning hackathons as prestigious as SIH. She tells how she and her teammates competed at the national level when other people were so strong, when other teams were working really hard. Without further ado, I want you to continue this episode. I want you all to take notes and understand what is necessary. And as I always say, write 3 learnings from this episode in the comments below and write a LinkedIn post sharing your learnings about Smart India Hackathon so that your words can reach large number of people. I wish you good luck in your college journeys and hope this episode gives you so much learnings. A very unique combination and consecutively winning 2 years of SIH. It is not a small thing, and today through Anamika we are going to understand what was her journey and how can we all do better in our college lives. Welcome Anamika, how are you doing?
Thank you so much, Parul, for the invitation and for such a nice introduction. I'm really glad to be here. As you know, I'm Anamika. I'm currently a final year student at Bakhtiarpur College of Engineering, Patna, and I have been a SIH winner in 2023 edition and 2024 software edition. Currently, I'm just learning the technical stuffs and doing more with the placements and another preparations.
All right. So, getting direct into your SIH journey, my first question to you is, can you give a brief about your journey of SIH 2023 and 2024, a brief introduction?
Okay. So the first step is team formation. It's very important and very crucial step. There is a previous mindset that the team should have many coders, but it should not be like that. The team should be diverse. Maybe we can have 3 coders, 2 presenters, one who is very good at research. So we can form a diverse team so that we can tackle each and every field and problem very easily. And next step is ideation and selection of problem statement. How we have done this, there were like 96 problem statements. What we have done, we have divided 96 problem statements into 6 parts and we have given each to every member. means the problem statements, we have divided equally. Afterwards, what we have done, we have just researched, noted down the points, and just sat and discussed each and every point with each other to get best 5 out of all. Uske baad, what we have done, we have just selected 5 best problem statements, and afterwards we went to 1 or 2. We can submit 2 problem statements in finale. I mean, for the finale. So this way we have done and just selected the problem statement. Next comes the ideation, which is very important. I think this is the main reason and the point behind the PPT selection, the ideation and the research. Usme we need to understand the problems which is given by the ministry very clearly. Like we should note down what they're actually asking, what they want us to solve. There is a myth that the most of the keywords which is there in the problem statement, if you include in the PPT, that would be selected, but it is not like that. We can just research in very depth. We can just connect with the members who are currently working in the ministry. We can just read each and every point carefully from the newspapers or wherever this topic is going on from our problem statement. In our case, in 2023, our problem statement was from Ministry of Textiles. So it was very burning problem, current problem regarding wool industry. So we have connected, we have texted so many people from ministry, sir, what is the current problem going on, ma'am, what is the major issue? So this way we got to know many new issues apart from what it is mentioned in the problem statement. So I guess these are the points that we should keep while researching. And it's very important to have a good team coordination so that everyone would research minute points, will find the problems, these all things.
That is really smart. You messaged the ministry officials and you got to know a lot of things that other people would have never understood. And I want to understand, how did you get this idea of actually asking them?
Actually, while I was doing all these things, I got some idea from my seniors and from the college professors.
Okay. You can continue with the process.
Okay, so next comes the internal hackathon. So in our college, in some colleges, it actually works in the same way as in SIH, but in our case, it was just a normal presentation. And in internal, 45 teams are being selected, and I think 5 are waitlisted. So we can, in internals, we can take the same idea and we can prepare exactly what we are gonna submit in the finale. So that would be better if we research freehand so that we need not to change our idea or something else in the finale. Afterwards, we get ID and password from our college SPOC. Then we can proceed further. So this was the process before finale. These all steps are included before finale, which is very crucial. And idea ke liye, I would say it's very important to research each and every point very carefully, because in the evaluation, almost 500 teams research and put for the same idea, put their PPT for the same idea. So I think this round plays a very important role for the finale selection, because in the next comes the finale. So out of 500 teams, 5 teams are being selected for the finale. So it's actually very crucial and very important for everyone to be in the finale.
Thank you so much for this detailed explanation. You touched upon team coordination. I want to hear more about how did you form your team, and sometimes when we have a team, we might not be able to manage everyone effectively, and there would be some discussions or maybe some quarrels in the team. They might not be able to work collaboratively. How did you took this step in your team, and how did you people manage all of these things?
As I said, the team should be diverse. Means a team should have a good presenter, a good person who can research really well, and of course 4 to 5 developers, 1 or 2 who can do blockchain well, 1 to 2 who are good in web development, Flutter development. So the team should be like this. And if it's come to team coordination, we need to talk to each other on every small point to have to come on a common point. क्योंकि ऐसा होता है कि हमारे आइडियाज बहुत वैरी करते हैं एक दूसरे से. आई बी लाइक चलो ये इम्प्लीमेंट करते हैं, समवन एल्स बी लाइक कहीं नहीं ये करते हैं. तो ऐसा होता है, लेकिन इसके लिए हमें क्या करना चाहिए, वी शुड टॉक टू ईच अदर. चलो बात मतलब सब डिस्कस करते हैं, लेट्स पुट पॉइंट्स together and let's discuss and let's get best out of it. हमने बस ऐसा ही किया. We used to sit on a table, round table, and we used to discuss everything so that we can get best out of it. So this way we were able to take out the solution and we were able to draw the system architecture, because in the PPT we have 4 to 5 agenda which we have to actually prepare and write in the PPT. One is the actual idea in the second page, and in the first page the basic details are mentioned, in the second page the basic idea, third page feasibility, fourth page viability and something like that, and in the last page references or something. This was changed in the last year. Earlier it was a bit different, but the system architecture is very important, means how your system is gonna work. And if you include a small business model, it will also be really nice. It would add a plus point in your project, क्योंकि बहुत सारे लोग business model mention नहीं करते हैं. I think everything runs on business ultimately. I mean, I'm not telling that it should be a business, but I guess if your solution is able to generate some kind of revenue, that's gonna be nice for any ministry to get some revenue out of it.
This is true, and even if they won't say, but still they would prefer solutions that are one, cheap, and second, they are generating them income in any way possible. So can you give a little more elaboration about your problem statement and what solution did you choose, since you have one 2023 and 2024? So can you please tell about both the years?
In 2023, our problem statement was by Ministry of Textile, and it was related to the whole textile management from farm to fabric. Means the wool that are being produced in most of the northern regions, like in those regions, maybe the farmers are not able to get the proper price. Maybe they are unable to get the exact process how it should be processed. And it happens when the wool actually comes in the market, it doesn't get the price that it should deserve. And the farmers, due to lack of education, due to lack of knowledge, they are unable to actually put this point in front of everyone that yes, we deserve more price for this. So we actually developed an application which could solve this problem. And in SIH 2024, our problem was by Government of Gujarat, which was related to the IPR managements. Means how whatever idea we have thought, how we can actually patent this, because this thing is actually diverse in the whole country. If we want to patent something, we actually don't know how we should think about that idea, where we should go, and the document is actually diverse. So our problem statement was related to this only.
Yeah, so you told about your problem statements, and many people face problems when it comes to choosing one problem statement, because there are a number of problem statements, and some people even use tricks like that you choose a tougher problem statement thinking that in tougher problem statement number of participants would be less and this would give them an edge, whereas other people choose an easier problem statement thinking that they would be able to make the solution more easily. What is your take on this, and what would you advise other people, how should they look at this thing?
As I said, for choosing a problem statement, you need to read each and every problem very carefully, that what the problem is actually asking. And it should not be like this problem statement is easy, but we have chosen on the basis what we can actually develop and we can create an impact. So on these factors, the impact and what we can build. So on these things, we have chosen our problem statement. Actually, the factor of putting the less people are participating in that problem statement, these factors actually make impact, but doesn't much. If you think that you have to choose a problem statement that could make much effect or impact on the society, or that you can actually develop by your team, so this would be much better if we'll think that way कि हम क्या कर सकते हैं और किससे हमें ज्यादा आउटकम्स आएंगे, किस टाइप के प्रॉब्लम्स हम सेलेक्ट करें. तो हमारा ये इम्पैक्ट बेस्ड था और what actually our team can develop.
All right. it's good, like we should focus on actually making a real impact, and only then we would be able to solve a real problem for which we are working. So when you when you qualified your internal hackathon round, I want to know what happened after that. Some ministries give mentorship sessions, they organize some workshop for students. Was it the case with you, and how did things go for you?
Okay. Uh, Actually, after we qualified the internal rounds, we have actually got our ID and password. We have gotten our ID and password, and then we submitted the PPT that we have built. Later on, after the PPT got selected, then there were a few mentorship sessions by the people from ministry, and meanwhile, in between, they do some sessions by AICT on YT to encourage more people to make the problem statements clear. But after the selection, the top 5 teams were selected. Then we got personal mentorship to the entire 5 teams. So they have actually told what we can develop, what the problem statement is actually asking. There was a meeting. So there they told what they actually expect from us, what kind of problem we should develop, a short meeting in which they told everything.
Fine. So I'm sure that when they would have conducted the meetings and the mentorship sessions, you would have realized that you have to change a number of things, or maybe better out your initial project and your initial idea. How can people do these things? Because at times when we are challenged, we tend to get distracted and we think that how are we going to implement those things? How did you tackle those things, and what is your advice to other people?
Okay. So in our case, the advice that he has actually told was much similar to what we have actually written and we have thought. So we didn't do much changes. We just added a few points what he has actually told to add. So हमने क्या किया ना, जो हमने पहले से पीपीटी बना के रखा था उसमें जो भी आइडियाज थे उसको हमने और रिफाइन किया. इवन सिलेक्शन के बाद हमने उस पर और रिसर्च किया ताकि, क्योंकि वहां पे हमको 36 आवर्स हमें मिलते हैं करने प्रोटोटाइप डेवलप करने के लिए. So we have actually done 50-60% of research work, the tech work previously. पहले हमने कर लिया ताकि वहां जाके हमें वो टाइम जो है ना हम बहुत प्रॉपरली यूज कर पाए. जो भी उस टाइम मेंटोरशिप सेशंस होते हैं, इवैल्यूएशन सेशंस होते हैं, तो हम उससे बहुत फाइनली यूज कर पाए. इसलिए हमने 50-60% ऑफ वर्क पहले ही कर लिया था, द रिसर्च एंड एवरीथिंग दैट वी आर गोना डेवलप.
All right. Okay, so when you were doing research, did you read actual research papers in your field, and what kind of research was it all about?
Okay. The research paper was from ministry itself. We searched for the research papers and we got to know that the research papers was actually published by those ministry in our case. So we have actually read this. We collected a lot of materials from different sources and we read everything to get best idea out of everything.
Okay, so when you started for your project, I'm sure in 2023 you were in your second year, right?
Yes.
So did you have the skill sets necessary to actually make that project a success, and how did you eventually learn those skills? Like, because I'm sure you are in just second year at that time and you still have to learn a lot of things. How you managed this?
Actually, when I started the idea, उस टाइम हमें बस प्रेजेंटेशन में रिसर्च करके सब लिखना होता है कि व्हाट वी आर एक्चुअली गोना डेवलप. तो उस टाइम मुझे बस रिएक्ट तक आता था. बट लेटर ऑन एज वी वर सिलेक्टेड वी हैड लाइक few months. So gradually I learned everything. I learned Node and Flutter and everything, whatever was required in the problem statement. So meanwhile I learned. I was not knowing everything, but I have learned gradually.
So how do you prefer learning these skills, on YouTube or you take online courses on Coursera stuff?
I would say a mix of both, from where I can just take out the maximum output. So a mix of both. So I got some help from my seniors too, from my friends too. So that space is on these things only.
All right. So I want to know more about what happened in the finals, in the grand finale of SIH. So when you finally received the confirmation that you have been selected among the top 5 teams who are qualified for the grand finale, what was your reaction and how did the preparation start after this moment?
Okay. So the reaction was everyone was so happy that finally we are selected. So in 2023, our nodal center was Bhopal. So we traveled from Patna to Bhopal, and gradually in the morning the hackathon started. So we were given the time that when they are gonna conduct our mentoring sessions and evaluation rounds. So we had all the timings, so we prepared accordingly. We just started everything so quick, and we just prepared. Someone was like preparing for the presentation, and it's not like everyone should present. Matlab, it's not like college viva. Everyone should present the entire presentation. If two is a good presenter, then two of them can present. This is fine. So we have gradually started everything, presentation and whatever changes they told to make in the project. I would like to mention one very important point, that while the mentoring and evaluation, the mentoring round, they actually tell us and give us a few suggestions to include in our project. And we should listen that very carefully, because that actually plays a very important role. Because in the next round, when he'll come to evaluate us, they'll actually look at that point whether the team has included that or not. So this actually plays a very important role in our markings.
Okay, so it is a 36-hour hackathon, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
So in 36 hours, how does everything start? So you get at the place, what is the first thing that you have to do, and what do you do in those 36 hours?
Okay. When I get to that place, I need to register my team first. I need to I need to give them some of my basic detail of the entire team. Then they then we have to just in the morning at 9 or 10 the hackathon starts. It depends on year to year, it vary from year to year. Before 9 or 10 they actually conduct from 7 a.m. or I'm not sure, but from 6 or 7 a.m. they actually conduct one orientation or something for the entire students to get to know many things. There will be a short meeting. So afterwards the hackathon actually starts. तो उसमें सबसे पहले हमें बताया जाता है कि हमारे मेंटोरिंग राउंड्स या इवैल्यूएशंस कब होंगे. So gradually we get to know the time very clearly, and according to the given timeline, we have to just schedule our project and we have to plan everything. So this is the first thing we did, the registrations, and in the morning the hackathon actually started.
Okay, so many people say that when you are there in hackathon, you've already built up your project right from when you are selected or when you are at home, and you just reveal those things in the grand finale. Did this happen with you, and how things actually are done in the grand finale?
Actually, it's not like we have built 100% of the project before, but we have worked on 50-60% of the project, and rest we have built there. And simultaneously pushed everything on the GitHub from time to time.
So when you are there at that moment in the finals, there is a lot of pressure, a lot of panic situation when you are seeing other teams, they are doing better, and you are still losing behind. How do you manage this stress and still keep on working every single minute so that you can end up achieving that trophy?
Okay. So there were 4 competitors of ours, and they were actually very strong. They were like very good with everything. They were coordinating really well with each other, and I saw them, and we were like, कि, let's see क्या होता है. But it's like कि we have to manage everything really well. बिकॉज हम जब सामने वाले को देखते हैं ना कि सामने वाला बहुत अच्छा कॉम्पिटिटर है, तो फिर एक मन में घबराहट सा होता है कि पता नहीं क्या होगा. लेकिन वी शुड कीप आवर टीम रियली, I mean, we should coordinate with each other to get best out of it. So we have just ignored everything and we just followed and practiced what the mentors told us to do. And in the end, we actually won.
Many people say that in the grand finale, when you're working on the same problem statement, other competitors at times have similar solution to you, and then you have to make yours stand out and you have to show something that can make you better than them. So what did you do in such situation, and did it happen that your solution was kind of similar to what other people were presenting?
See, the solutions can be similar, but team has something unique idea that actually makes them different. So every team should have that unique idea so that they would sound different from others. So this was in our case also. We had a lot of unique ideas in our project, so that actually makes us to sound different from other teams. And one of the evaluators actually appreciated us also in the end in front of every team, that look at them, they have actually got different unique ideas. So you should have something unique, like from that would actually sound different from others.
All right. So, moving further, I want to know more about how did the mentors guide you in the grand finale? People say that they give you evaluation sessions, they tell you how to do the things and other stuff. How the things were done in the grand finale?
So in the grand finale, we had three mentoring rounds. So in each round, we were given 7 minutes or 5 minutes, vary from year to year. So at that time, they come to us, they talk to us, they ask us ki, what are the problems specifically you are facing. So we can ask them exactly what we are actually facing, and just they guide us, they suggest us ki, these are the things you should implement or something like that. So we can follow that in order to make our project better and in order to align what they are expecting.
All right. And when you talk about other teams, um, in some situations there might be some people who are really skilled, who have a lot of skills. Was it the case with you, like other competitors? How much competitive were they? Like, did at any moment did you feel that we do not have skills as equal to them? And how did you maintain that confidence throughout? Because you were right in your second year, and a second year student might not be that confident. We still think that we have just completed our first year, and we are learning the things eventually. So how did you manage this thing?
Competitors are always strong. So we have actually worked on our idea. We have refurbished that every time whenever we were mentored by the person who was there. So we just refurbished the idea. We just put extra ideas into it, and we just waited that everything would be fine. So we didn't talk much with the competitors, but actually they were really good at it. So we just planned everything, whatever we have thought we would just implement, and we would just look at ourselves only, and we would just try our best. हमने ये नहीं सोचा कि what would be the result, बस we have just implemented everything, followed what they have told. We didn't think much that what will happen, just we have implemented and waited that everything would be fine.
Talking to you, I strongly feel that you are that example of that perfect team who has been working hard right from step one, and eventually you succeeded at achieving your stuff. Because I can understand that you have put in a lot of effort, and when we put in so much hard work, then success is eventual, and we achieve it finally in the end. So I want to know more about your feelings after winning SIH, and more about your team and how did you people work together.
I would say that if there is a will, there will be a way. So अगर चाहे तो राह भी निकल ही आएगी. तो हमने इतना नहीं सोचा कि हाँ क्या होगा, क्योंकि जब हम इनिशियली स्टार्ट करते हैं ना कि लेट्स चूज वन प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट आफ्टर टीम फॉर्मेशन, तो ऐसा रहता है कि हाँ बहुत लोग विनर हुए हैं तो पता नहीं हमारा क्या होगा. But I think we should avoid these kinds of thought. We should just give it a try. Let's try it. Let's form a team. Let's put the problem statement. You would never realize when you would emerge as a winner. So I think this was the same in our case also. Maybe we were not very good with the things that were expected. Maybe there would be a team who has much better technical skills than ours, but the most important thing is courage, patience, time management, stress management. These were the factors that actually affected there.
Can you tell something for guiding the new students who are going to participate in SIH 2025? In some time the results for the selection in the finale would be out, and there's a lot of panic situation and confusion. There is happiness and confusion at the same time. What is your guidance to those students?
I would just say that research your idea well, believe on yourself, because in the first round, the idea and the research will only work. And a few teams make videos also, like submitting the UI, UX, and everything. if you are submitting a video, that would be a plus point also. So try to submit a video along with the PPT. It actually leaves a good impact on the evaluated. So try to submit that and try to research really well, because research is very important. It's not like just read it and whatever you thought in your mind without researching, just copy paste it. No, please research everything in very depth and just make a video clearing everything and then proceed further and everything would be fine.
All right. So when we're talking about the presentations in the grand finale, do you have to pitch your idea or present them, or they just come to you, they hear what you have to say and just evaluate you based upon the stuff?
In the finale, they actually come to us. They just ask what you have actually built. They have a few things written, like what was the actual problem. They always look that the problem statements aligns with our project or not. So they just look at that and they judge on that basis only. They always ask whether you have done this, have you solved this problem or not, have you solved that or not. So they always ask this from us, and they expect from us that we should find a unique and different solution for that particular problem.
Fine. And thank you for this really insightful talk. And my last question to you is, what are the three biggest learnings from SIH and three mistakes you did in this journey that you wish you could have avoided?
So the learning was how to manage stress and time. So time management was really important, and stress management also. Next thing, that only the coding doesn't work. You need to have a good research for your final PPT and everything, because in the end, your research will make you the winner. And the third learning that I had, how to travel and how to manage everything when you are alone. So this, for me, it was the biggest learning. And mistakes, I could manage these things with my university, but I think I messed up a little bit, because the day when I returned, I had my mid semesters, that too, two papers a day. So I think I messed up a little bit, but I tried to manage everything really well. So this was it. This was the mistake, one mistake that I think I could have avoided. Next, I could have prepared well. I could have developed the prototype beforehand, maybe. So that would be better. These two, I would say. Third, I am not able to think right now.
All right. Thank you so much, Anamika, for this really insightful talk. And this has taught students that it is not always about that pre-prepared mindset that you go in and you do this, this, and this, and you finally succeed. Sometimes it is natural. It is about doing things on their own and doing stuff as we build our confidence eventually, and her journey is a true example. She has won SIH in 2023 and 2024, and 2 years of consecutive winning is not always about preparedness and full confidence. We need to be hopeful that what we are doing is right, and still we need to keep on doing the work with the same grace and the same effort. We need to be working hard at every stage, and as she said, researching is very important, and I think this is a key learning, because many people ignore researching when it comes to hackathons and other stuff. They think that we're not writing a research paper, we're not preparing articles, but it is extremely important in order to understand the problem statement we are dealing with. And I would like to thank Anamika for joining us here in the episode 2 of Success Stories of Smart India Hackathon and making this podcast a huge success. Thank you so much, Anamika. That was an episode with Anamika. I'm sure you all must have learned many good things. As I always say, let's make the best out of our college journeys. Thank you and bye.